Like you can't go from being worth $10 to billionaire. Like you're gonna have to go from $10 to 100 to a million to then 10 million. You have to work your way up. It's not, you can't just skip the ladder. You've already spent, I think, around $1,500 on ads. You've tried cold calling. You've tried a bunch of things and you've gotten no technically results so far in these past 3 months. One, it looked like you only booked one call from it for $655, which is insanely high, which is not good. So let's review what went wrong. All right, guys, today we got Nama. Nama, you've been running your AI agency for, I want to say 2 to 3 months now. Nama joined up in my GoHighLevel affiliate school community just, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks back, and you've been super active in here. Obviously, it's kind of like the weekly series I'm doing of bringing a guy on every single week, and wanted to kind of do the whole AI agency audit with him because Nama, I know you're going to get into kind of your background, but you've already spent, I think, around $1,500 on ads. You've tried cold calling. You've tried a bunch of things, and you've gotten no technically results so far in these past 3 months. And I want to treat this video and this kind of call to really audit your entire process, review the ads you've been running, and literally everything possible. So then you leave this call today knowing exactly what you did wrong and all the best things you should do going forward. So with that being said, you want to quickly kind of intro yourself and give the people some context?
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, Carson. And yeah, the community's been amazing. It's very active. Like there's multiple calls happening every week, and you've been very generous with your time, genuinely. And I do appreciate that. So yeah, I've been running this for about 2 to 3 months since I found your 10-hour course. That was a lot of value. So just want to shamelessly plug that. That was really helpful. And since then, I've been live. I'm operating pretty lean in terms of money. So I cold called probably did about 500 dials. That wasn't working too well for me. But I've also been doing advertising and looking to do some cold email outreach as well.
Gotcha. Cool. And you are how old?
31.
31. Cool. I know you said you're already married, so you're already a lot farther in life than I am. So we just got to get the business side down, and then you're good to go. So the way I want to kind of go about this is quickly tell people the niche you're in, your offer, and I guess just like your current stats so far, like how many sales calls you've had, how much have you spent, what you got from cold calling, what you got from ads. Just give everyone context because this might help them as they're kind of in their journey as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would suggest anyone out there that's starting their agency, when you watch that 10-hour course, watch the offer and pricing section and niche section, because I feel like a lot of everything that you do is going to be downstream of those choices. So my niche is HVAC contractors. My offer that I'm currently running now is pay per result. Kind of what I learned from you with like having a really good front end offer and also a back end process. And then in terms of statistics, yeah, I've probably had about like 8 sales calls. Some of them have been no shows. Haven't closed any clients. I just had one today, which is awesome. And I've done some cold calling as well. So yeah, about 500 dials. And I've probably gotten like maybe 40 to 50 emails and have been able to pitch 10 times. But I think depending on the niche you're in, sometimes and my own sales skills, it's hard to get past the gatekeeper sometimes.
Okay. So out of these 8 sales calls, where did these 8 come from?
Yeah, probably about 3 to 4 of them from cold calling and the remainder from ads.
Okay, ads. And you've spent $1,500 on ads. So you spent around, what is that, like $250, $300 per call in that range, even a little bit higher. So obviously that's no good. That's not good at all, and I think we already spoke about that. So I'm going to kind of review. I want you to pull up your screen here shortly and kind of review with everyone the ads that you're running that didn't work. And then we'll talk about the formats and changes I'd make to make it work. So, I mean, I guess with number one, cold calling, what makes you not keep doing that, right? Because you've already booked like 4 or 5 calls from it.
Yeah, I feel like it was just, and maybe I should be doing it to be honest with you, but I just thought that I could spend my time better elsewhere. But since I don't have clients, maybe it does make sense. It's just that I might cold call for 2 to 3 hours, maybe make like 60 to 100 dials and only be able to pitch my offer like 2 to 5 times. And I get a few emails. So I figured it may be easier for me to focus on ads, build my skill set, and maybe try emailing. But it could still be a route.
Okay. And with you, what are your goals like in the next say 90, let's say 3 to 6 months? If you were in 3 to 6 months looking back now and you're like, Carson, if I was making this amount, like that'd be amazing. Obviously like the goal is infinite, but that's something reasonable.
If I could get 10 clients and be anywhere between 10 to 20K a month, that would be really amazing. That would be like a dream goal for a 6-month timeline.
Okay. 10 to 20K a month. So we can break that down by math on how to get there. It's really a math equation and what it takes to get there. So the first thing I'd say is, I guess, explain to everyone what you feel like you're struggling with the most right now, because it sounds like you've already gotten some sales calls. You've already been running ads. Obviously, the cost per call wasn't great on them, meaning probably the ads weren't set up the best. But like, what do you feel like you need help with the most right now?
I think just getting more sales calls. That's my main objective. And I think part of that is probably fixing my ads and like maybe just trying out email, because I just need more volume. And maybe that means cold calling in the meantime. So
you work a full-time job right now, right?
I do. Yeah, basically 8 to 5.
Okay. And your kind of thought process was, well, if I have all this time I'm going to work at a job, may as well just use that money from the job to go throw into ads rather than sit around and cold call day, and just rather work the job more, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, number one, that's really good thinking, actually, in my opinion. I think that's like the right way to be looking at this, is like, if you already have a job, like, you should just double down on it, make more cash from it, funnel that into ads. You're going to get a lot more for your, I'd say, time with that rather than sitting around and cold calling all day. It's rough. I know how it is.
Yeah.
So let's go over your ads. Do you want to pull up your screen and kind of show everyone the stats of like how much you spent, what the ads looked like, even what the funnel looked like, and let's do a whole kind of audit of what could have went wrong, because you spent a decent amount to only get whatever 5 calls or 4 calls. So let's fix whatever we got going here.
Yes, sir, will do. And I've had a few iterations, so I've tried something new recently. Let me see if this goes through. All right. Is it coming through on your side, Carson?
Yep, I see it.
Awesome. How do I get rid of this? But can you see it okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, gotcha. So you've spent a very decent amount on a bunch of different campaigns. Walk me through what happened on the first like 3 to 4 campaigns.
Yeah, would it be helpful to like go into the ad set or?
Yeah, so let's break down what you did in campaign number 1. It looked like you only booked 1 call from it for $655, which is insanely high, which is not good. So let's review what went wrong.
Yes, sir. Yep. So that was my first attempt at launching advertising. I tried approaching this just from using different angles in marketing. I don't know if that was the best or worst way. All image ads, but I think there's a lot of improvements I can make. Like I said, HVAC shops, and maybe they would get that confused with like supply stores and not actual contractors. And then part of my offer was like 5 book jobs that we get before you pay us, but it might just be, they may not interpret that as valuable really. So this was essentially the results of these 6, and I got that 1 sales call that didn't
even show up, or what happened to that call?
Gratefully, he did show up, but I also did get roasted because I barely knew what I was talking about, number one, and it didn't go too hot.
Okay, all right, cool. So just looking at these, obviously I see the problem immediately. What do you think was the issue with these ads?
Maybe the offer wasn't good enough, or I was testing too many different things. What do you think?
Well, let's hover over one of them real fast. And also, I want you to pull up the landing page if possible as well. Super quick intermission. If you want to be on calls just like this one and get direct one-on-one help from me every single month completely for free, I have a top link in the description below where you can sign up for GoHighLevel. For all of my GoHighLevel affiliates, I give away so much free stuff, from 5 weekly Q&A calls with people from my team, and including myself, where I jump on every single week to ask questions. So whatever you're struggling with, you can show up to the calls and bring your questions to me, alongside a full-on community of people absolutely crushing it inside the group that you can meet, become friends with, and ask questions to as well, and 10 hours worth of content and trainings around starting your own AI agency with bonuses that you unlock every single month. Then I want you to sign up for GoHighLevel. You get 30 days completely for free with the top link in the description below, and you have the chance of being on calls just like this one, where every single week I jump on and I pull pretty much one name out of the entire group and jump on and do a quick AI agency audit, and then that gets uploaded to YouTube like this one. So if you want my direct one-on-one mentorship and all the things I just mentioned, plus 30 days completely for free, click that top link in the description below, sign up for GoHighLevel, and then I'll see you guys inside. But back to the video. Just go through them one by one. So let's start with this one. So residential HVAC shops, okay? Wouldn't it be easier to just say HVAC business owners, or just HVAC, like, is there any difference there? I guess from like a niche standpoint, you would know. I'm not in the niche.
No, I don't think so. To your point, I think it's a good idea, because otherwise I'm being super specific and still kind of being vague with shops. So
okay, that's first thing. Just simplify. Number 2 is get 5 book jobs, or you don't pay $1 of setup. So number 1, the wording is really bad here. And number 2, I don't know if book jobs, like, there's no time frame here, right? So is it get 5 book jobs in 3 years, or is it 90 days? Like, we don't know. And even just looking at your copy and your headline, 5 book jobs or you don't pay setup, like what if it just said, 5 book jobs or you don't pay, right? Kill the setup. On the ad itself, like get 5 book jobs in 90 days using our AI system or you don't pay. Something like way more simple that's like kind of a little bit more punchy and to the point. I know you have a lot more campaigns that I want to review with you here, but my initial thing here too is, and this now because obviously you fixed it, but the offer just isn't that appealing on the front end. I have a feeling, and I've seen ads that go out to HVAC business owners where agency owners are promising 60 appointments in 90 days. So saying 5 book jobs or whatever is very unappealing because the competition's going so much harder than you. So in this case, especially in your position, for most people, I would be going really hard on your front end offer, being super pay per result. Okay. Because who's going to say no to that? It's kind of like if I went to you guys like as agency owners and I said, look, if you work with me, you only pay per client. Everyone's going to sign up for that. Everyone wants that. Everyone wishes they could just like get a client for $4,000 and pay that person who gave them that client $1,000. Who would say no to that? So it's the same thing here. You want to make an offer where people can't resist, which is going to make your cost per call way lower. And yes, you will have low intent people. It's just a part of the game as you get a cheaper, lower quality kind of person that comes through. But with the volume, you're also going to get really high quality people. So you get a lot of reps on sales calls and you get a lot of opportunities to pitch your service. Okay. So that's like my quick advice in this campaign. Do you want to pull up the landing page and head into the ad so I can see what that looked like?
And this is the updated landing page. So this is what I just have most recently.
Yeah. So this is your updated one that you run right now?
Yeah, and this has been live for about 2 days. I've tried simplifying it and kind of doing what you said, specific offer, pay per result type of thing.
And I assume it was a lot worse than the one you're running initially, a lot worse than this?
Yeah, the first one was definitely a lot worse. Okay. I'm trying to learn that sometimes less is more, and I think I was doing too much on the first one.
Okay, cool. Well, I know this is taking inspiration from the video I recently did, the 7-day challenge with Connor. So obviously whoever's watching this now, it's probably already out. But this is a lot better. So HVAC contractors, we will get you 90 book jobs in 90 days using our AI system, only pay per result. You could say only pay per result, but these guys are probably talking in jobs. So I'd probably say something like only pay per job as just a quick wording. Because like, look here on the page, like you're saying on the calendar, it says HVAC only pay per close. And at the top it says only pay per result. It's the same thing, but keep the wording congruent, right? So in your ads should also say only pay per job. It shouldn't say any other wording. You just want to keep things super from your ad to your lander. As far as other things go here, the calendar looks fine. You want to scroll down for me? I assume that's the whole page.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, everything else seems fine. So this lander is much better, and it should perform a lot better. So honestly, not too much other advice I can give you here. If you want to head back to Facebook and kind of show me some of the other campaigns you're running.
Yep. Yeah, appreciate it. That's a great call out about congruency because my wording, I use appointments, close, jobs.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to artificially raise your cost per result simply by having non-congruent messaging is kind of the big takeaway.
Makes total sense. Do you have any preference in which campaign? Do you want to go like oldest to new?
Let's head to campaign number 2. Let's just go them one by one. So do you understand in campaign number 1 what I would have done different?
Yes, sir. You would have, so better offer on the front end. You would have made the wording more simple. And then you would have switched it to pay on result rather than a guarantee because it's more attractive on, to get volume.
Correct. And also, I guess this kind of comes into play, which is what's your goal right now? Like you have 0 clients. Are you trying to aim for quick little 3-week sprint trial period clients that maybe pay $100, $200, $300, $500? Or are you trying to go for the big 3-month $5,000 upfront offer? What's your goal?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I haven't really done enough sales calls to like be able to vet it out. But ideally, I'd love to pitch the front end, like pitch that bigger offer on the front side and then kind of downsell if they say I'm not interested or hesitate. Be like, yeah, you know what? I'd love to be able to do this for you, XYZ trial. But I'm open to any suggestions for sure. My main goal is really just to get experience and fulfill and bring value to them.
Okay. So if I was in your position, I would be going for the lowest hanging fruit, which is not even trying to shoot for the 5K. Because what happens is like when you have no experience and you're trying to ask a business owner to pay you, let's say 3 to 5K, 10K, or whatever the price is for a service, when you have no experience to back it up and you're kind of just like free-for-alling it, people can see through it, number one. And number two, when you try to go downsell them, they're already turned off. Their guard is up on the sales call because they just essentially rejected your main offer. So now you're just trying to get whatever you can, like the scraps. And it just kills the value that you bring to the table because I don't know, you kind of already got the door slammed in your face. Have I seen people pull it off? Yeah. Do I think it's worth it? Not really. So for you, I would be going for the lowest hanging fruit, which is get clients that pay you a few $100s for commitment for a few 3-week, 4-week trial. I'm notorious for saying this, and I'm known for saying this because this is exactly what I did when I was starting as well. But it's the easiest foot in the door. You know, sometimes you need those initial few clients to give you that momentum and that conviction on sales calls going forward with live ad accounts that you can pull up from your current clients to then get the 5K, 10K deals or whatever. You know, you kind of have to build your way up. It's like you can't go from being worth $10 to billionaire. Like you're going to have to go from $10 to 100 to a million to then 10 million. You have to work your way up. It's not, you can't just skip the ladder.
For sure.
So like, I would definitely have your offer be positioned around that on these calls. And the last thing I'll say here too is what you can do if you're really big on this pay on result framing on the ad, and let's say the prospect is as well, and let's say you just don't want to take them on for free, you just want some sort of commitment for these 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever you have them on, is you can frame it as, look, you're going to pay us $300, $500 right now, but these $300 to $500 is going to go count towards when you get your first few deals or first jobs, right? So if one job, let's say you make $1,000 for one job that you bring them, this $500 commitment fee that they're going to pay you up front for the 3 weeks goes towards that first job that they close, meaning they only owe you $500 on that close. Does that make sense? So you're kind of lowering the resistance and the barrier for which people say yes, because it kind of goes towards when you get them the job or the deal, which is much more appealing than just, hey, give me $500 and we'll hope it works, you know?
That's a great idea. So basically, like using that as a credit towards like a future payment for a job or whatnot.
Exactly.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's head into campaign number 2. Let's see what went wrong here. It looks like you spent like $250 and 0 calls.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I believe so. So this was kind of like similar mindset. I was testing different angles. I don't know if that's the right way to go about it, but this was the actual offer.
All right, let's see this. Okay, so this is better. So you have call out, you have guarantee, you have time frame, or we don't keep a penny. Click learn more. So, okay. First thing is I'd kill where it says the one job or one shot per city. It's just unneeded. It's super small. People won't see it. I guess let me ask you, why do you think this campaign didn't perform?
I think so. Yeah, part of your school community have calls throughout the week with different folks, and so I had the opportunity to join one of the other calls. And some of the advice they gave me is, first of all, the color contrast is kind of hard to see. So between the 2 shades of blue, they said said one shot per city. Like you said, it's kind of small and really hard to see as well. Also, they thought residential shops was like too confusing, and like I was kind of putting myself in a hole, like you mentioned, like going more broad HVAC business owners or HVAC contractors. So like better color contrast, less text, and better call out and offer maybe.
Yeah, I agree with most of that. I think the headline and the copy could also be better, like 30 book jobs or we don't keep a penny. Why not just 30 book jobs or 30 jobs or you don't pay? Keep it simple. Like one thing with marketing, I'll tell you, is less is more a lot of the time. And when you try to add all this text or give all this explanation, eventually it actually turns people away and it just adds friction. So keep things as short as possible when it comes to your headline. Your copy can be a little bit longer just because you're trying to explain things in the copy, but it doesn't even say in your copy your niche at the top. It just says, we'll book you 30 qualified jobs in your calendar in the next 90 days. You don't, like, you should say at the very top, HVAC business owners in all caps, get 30 jobs in the next 90 days or you don't even pay a penny. And here's how it works. And then you quickly explain it in the copy. Like, it should be pretty long. ChatGPT or Claude could help you with it. And the last thing I'd say on here is your lander probably sucked. So it probably also contributed to why this didn't perform that well. So overall, I'd say this is in a better direction than the first campaign, but there's just tweaks you could be making. And again, the quick booked jobs guarantee in 90 days, it works. But if you want to guarantee yourself almost like, I don't want to say guarantee success, but just like stack your odds in your favor tenfold, is going the pay per result route, which obviously I already told you, so you know that. So I would say that's all the big piece of advice here, just if I'm really nitpicking, and also more diversity, right? With these creatives, like if you're running, it says you have 6 ads or 5 ads on the left, spin up the colors a little bit, spin up the colors, spin up the maybe offer, spin up things on the creatives that you test to really give it diversity. Like, I don't know what the other ones say, but they all look the same from like a thumbnail, just, I guess.
So change the look of the creatives. When you're first testing something, do you keep the same offer and just change all the different creatives, or do you test like multiple things in one ad set? That makes sense.
Yeah, I know we were just talking about this with the guys on my call, on the Friday call in the school community. We were just talking about for side, but what I was saying to them was you want to keep your offer super similar. You want to keep everything super similar. You just want to change up colors and messaging slightly. Okay? It seems stupid, like maybe changing this blue to black instead, and maybe or white or something, whatever it's going to make it pop. It seems like it's dumb, like it's not going to have any big impact on the results, but it actually does. And the reason that is because Facebook has heavily, over the past year, prioritized diversity with creatives and having more creatives, because AI has made it so easy to make more ads that they now prioritize people that are constantly switching up their ads or switching up their messaging or testing more things. There was a huge update. It was called the Andromeda update. I'm sure you've heard of it or whatever. And that's what that whole, I guess, update around what Meta pushed promotes. So you want to keep things all super congruent from the ads to the funnel, just slight changes in the messaging or the colors.
Understood. Okay. Appreciate it. That's great advice. And I didn't even realize I didn't have a call out in the copy. That's, I imagine, pretty important.
Yeah. I mean, so sometimes you got to just tell people to do what they need to do or else they won't know, you know? Cool. All right, let's head to the active campaign you have right now. I think we've kind of gotten the concept for the first few, and let's review the stats here. So you've spent $138. You booked one appointment. Has this appointment, was that the appointment you had today?
Yes, sir. Yep. And it was, yeah, he showed up. So thankful for that.
What did the call outcome, what happened?
So it didn't close. He seemed pretty interested in the concept of the service. I think I just need to follow back up with him and keep in touch. But yeah, I could definitely improve on my sales call skills for sure. Okay.
Let's open up the ads. Let's see what you got here.
Yep.
All right. Let's go one by one.
So this is the one.
That one seems to be getting all the spend from what I can see. That bottom one. Yep. Okay. HVAC contractor would get your jobs on a pay-per-result basis. Click learn more. Okay. Much better. I would say the wording and just the ad format itself could be a little bit cleaner. Kind of looks like just a little bit rough. I don't know how else to put it. But I would say it's pretty good. So do you have copy on this ad? Where's the copy?
I hope I do. I hope I didn't forget it.
So open up the ad for me real quick. Go edit and let's see it. Now let's actually go a little bit slow so I can go see the settings on this, because this might be helpful for some people. There's some really bad settings Facebook sometimes puts on. So keep scrolling low by low. Keep going. Okay, good. Keep scrolling. Okay, keep going. Okay, stop. You put everything in the description, not the primary text. So you put the copy in the description, not the actual text. That's a problem. Number 2, your headline, paper result, paper job. Okay, that's what the ad, like I know on the right it says paper result. Your niche will understand and identify probably more with paper job than paper result. What's a result? It's not specified. A result could be a booked appointment. A result could be a job. A result could be whatever you classify as a result. Paper job is super understandable to your ICP who you're talking to. And also, obviously, this primary text has to get moved.
So do you mind if I ask you a quick question on that?
Go.
So the copy that's supposed to sit above the image ad, is that meant to be in the primary text section or the description section? Yeah,
description usually is empty. You normally don't put anything in the description.
Wow, I didn't even realize
primary
that.
text is where the copy is. So I guess we're kind of fixing this live. This is cool that we're going here and auditing this.
Thanks for calling that out. Wow, maybe I did that in the other ones and didn't realize. Okay.
Probably did. So keep scrolling the ad. Can you keep scrolling for me, just making sure everything else is pretty good? Yeah. Just keep going down.
So would you change pay per job in the red text on the image as well, or would you keep that?
Personally, I would. Also, the data is kind of telling me to say that as well. Can you go to the other ads? Let's just see what the other ads look like. HVAC contractors, only pay per result will get you, okay, pretty good ad here. I think that's solid. Click learn more at the bottom is kind of useless. It's super small, but just think of who you're talking to here. You're talking to like probably older guys who run HVAC businesses, so they might not even see it. Go to the next ad. This looks similar. Good, although you could just make it clear that it's just only pay per result or only pay per job. Like you don't get 90 jobs in 90 days. Like sometimes just remove that and keep it more simple at the text, because your offer is literally just pay per result. Okay, go to the next ad.
That was one of my questions. So like specific time frame, specific number, do we omit that on pay per result, you think, and then have that on the lander? Or should we just not have like 30, 90, 90, 90 if we're doing pay per result, you think?
Test it. Like I can sit here and tell you I think you should or you shouldn't, but at the end of the day, Facebook and Meta will let you know what they think is best, and that's the only opinion that matters. But I will preface that as I think it's good context to have on your landing page. I don't think it's always needed on the ad. So if your ad is saying one thing, which is pay per result, you should probably just keep it simple. Back to what I said, less is more. And in marketing, you don't want to confuse someone with multiple different offers because then they actually won't opt in because they don't understand it.
That's awesome. I appreciate that, Carson. That's really helpful.
Yeah. This ad I think we already reviewed, so simple stuff. You want to head to the last ad?
Yeah. And that was actually a split test where I did put like the 90 on 90. The other one had no numbers.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so this ad on the right, again, kill the 90 jobs, 90 days thing. Just keep it more pay per result and make the text look better. You see how it's like hitting the sides? It looks like it's like super not appealing. Yeah, so make that switch and then you're pretty much good. I think that's like all the big edits I tell you on the ad. So to summarize, your landing page is good. No real edits other than maybe just say HVAC business owners rather than like residential or whatever, or HVAC contractors, that's fine. And then on a lot of these ads, you should be removing where it says 90 jobs, 90 days and just keep it to the pay per result basis stuff. That's that. Move your copy to the primary text instead of the description and keep the description empty. There's no need to put text there. People won't see it. That's definitely impacting your creatives. And other than that, I'd say like you're definitely in the right direction here. But let me give you some advice if you want to head out this last thing on the actual data. Can you head out to the ads manager itself? Yeah, just like with your campaigns that are active. Click the X in the top left. Yeah. All right. So you see how here we have all these ads that are live and this one is getting all the spend for $100. Okay. So obviously you're going to make these changes and you're going to probably turn off this campaign and make a new one with these changes I told you. But in this case, let's say everything was set up proper here and you were happy with it and this was the data. Is $100 in or without, or is it in or out of KPI of like what you should be aiming your cost per call for? Do you know?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay. So the answer is definitely out. Okay. This is like cost per call that I get in my niche today. And I'm in a very sub niche in the medical sector, which is I pay a lot of money per call, but it's because the quality is there and these people make a ton of money. And there's also not many businesses in the US. HVAC is huge. Okay. So like your goal cost per call off the top of my head should be anywhere from 40 to 50, sometimes $60. So it should almost be cut in half. So if your KPI, like you want to stay within that range ideally and work your creatives and keep testing until you kind of get there. And especially doing the pay per result type offer on the front end, you should be there. So in this example, what I would do if everything was set up proper is I would just cut that bottom ad and I would add another ad and just allow spend to go to the ads that haven't gotten spend. Does that make sense?
It does. So do you suggest that's the ad from the other campaign that got booked jobs, so I duplicated it? Do you just suggest I completely turn this one off, make a new campaign, and then update the creatives with like...
I would. Because none of the ads that you've tested so far have even been within KPI or even really close. You're sitting at like 320, 330 per call or something like that. None of that is a green light. That's all red light. That's not good. So you shouldn't be trying to double down on the ads that have historically gotten you a bad cost per call.
Got it. And then how long do you think I let them run? I know maybe like every 5 to 7 days check, but like, for example, could you do something where if this were to run for 7 days, it could pick up on day 5 randomly? Is that a thing?
All depends on your spend. Doesn't matter time frame really. So it's like if you spend $1,000 in one day, you'd probably have results within 12 hours, you know? So it's like, it's all relative to your spend, not time. But like for what you're spending, which is how much are you spending a day?
50.
So I'd be checking your campaign every 2 to 3 days. Okay. And odds are one creative out of all the ones that you have active are going to get 80 to 90% of spend. It's just how Facebook works. It's going to throw most of the spend at what they think will perform best, which is perfectly proving my point when we look at your screen right here. All the spend pretty much went to this one ad, and this one ad just isn't getting the best cost per call. So we need to cut it, add another creative to fill that spot, meaning you just duplicate one of the ads and make a new one to test. And then you let Facebook now spend for the other ones. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Good. Cool. Well, I know that was a lot we just covered. Do you have any like follow-up questions?
No, that makes a lot of sense. I appreciate that. Super helpful. Yeah, I mean, it's already been so helpful to like make these new iterations as I'm learning from you here. I guess like the only last question I would ask in regard to this creative is I'm going to remove the 90 by 90, but if I keep that on the landing page, the reason I got that is I had done some market research and I saw there's some people that were doing like 90 to 100, but when I went through their like funnel, I think they were like basing their ad spend at like $300 a day, like $100 to $300 a day. So because my goal right now is to get my first client and like maybe just start at a lower price point on the service side, should I also dial back that number? That way it's not like sticker shock if I say, yeah, $300 a day on ad spend is what we're looking for. Like, how do I balance that, if you don't mind me asking? Might have been a long question.
Yeah. I mean, it comes back to what I said earlier, right? Like, let's make it easier for your foot to get through the door. You know, like, believe it or not, and this is going to be contrary to probably what you think in your head, but $1,000 for you right now, let's say a client that pays you, even let's say $3,000. Okay, obviously I don't know your whole financial situation, but I can make the safe assumption that $3,000 from a client right now is worth so much less than having 3 clients on more of like a kind of free trial period that you can get data from that you can leverage to close the next 3 to 5 clients. So it's not about the money that you're charging up front right now. You just need reps and experience, and that will allow you to charge way more in the future, way sooner. So to answer your question, you should be going for the lowest hanging fruit offer, which is 3-week trial, $400 or $500, whatever you're charging for it, and get in easy clients and get in reps. And then you don't got to require them to spend a ton of money. They can spend 30, 50 a day, whatever they can kind of afford.
So should I maybe change to 90? That way I'm not like over promising something on like $50 a day ad spend type of thing. Maybe just focus strictly pay per result on the lander.
That's
not
correct.
even say
Yeah.
numbers. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess you can give context on the landing page if you want to say 90 days, but it's like, it's optional.
Awesome.
You know.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say too, because that was a good question. Most people will forget on the call, once they get on the call with you, that you even said 90 days on the landing page of the ad. So something like most people will forget it. So the main part people will remember is probably pay and result, but even with what I've seen, more than 50% of people forget that. They're just jumping on the call because they know you're there to help scale their business and they just want to hear what you do.
Understood.
Cool. Easy. All right. Now, well, I think that's it for today. I mean, hopefully this was helpful. I mean, I know we kind of covered a lot here. This was good. Any last questions? Anything else you wanted to run through me in this kind of quick audit?
Oh no, this is super helpful. I'm a bad note taker, but I got plenty of notes to implement some changes here. No, so as always, Carson,
That's
I
good.
really appreciate it.
I mean, I guess it's kind of a perfect situation because a lot of people watching might be in a similar situation where they're spending money on ads and they're like, why is nothing coming back from it? But then they look at all these things we just reviewed here and they're like, oh, green light, green light, like tick, tick, tick. Like they see in their head all the things that are going wrong. And now they can go out there and go fix it. So I'm glad you could jump on today and it was kind of good to chat here. Any final words for the people you want to leave them with? Because I want to bring you back on this channel once you're at 10, 20, 30K a month, in a few months, hopefully. So
I really appreciate that. I would just say, don't give up, and mindset is everything. So you can be in a situation, and depending on how you think about it, is how outcomes will tend to go out for you. So yeah, never give up. Keep showing up, and rooting for you.
Easy, 100% Nama. Well, it's good to have you on, bro, and hopefully everyone enjoyed watching this. And that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. And Nama, we'll keep in touch, bro.
Thank you, Carson.
Awesome. Have a good one.
You too.